Yeah, Mind Freaks. Obviously, every team you play are, in a way, they're your enemy.
Yeah, it's always tough when you have to play teams that you're really friendly with. Obviously, Mind Freak and us have a good relationship. We know them really well. They are often at the same boot camp facility as us.
It was kind of mixed emotions because they had won the open bracket the night before, and I was speaking to them afterwards and they were absolutely delighted, and I was delighted for them. And we actually didn't even know we were going to play them until quite late, so the second we found out, we were just doing a little bit of friendly trash talk and banter, so it was good. It was good leading up to it.
Yeah, we're pretty good friends with them. It was good to see them come out of the open bracket, honestly. They work really hard and, they have boot camps, so they've been improving for sure, and they did actually take map 1 off of us.
There's still plenty of time left for Nemesis to bounce back in this one, but they got to score it. Mind Freak only need one more, and they're pretty close as well. Virtually tied with 90% on the board for each side. 2 go down for Nemesis, and now Sniper has to fight a 1v1. He wins it with the 5 perfect shots. Repulses the grenade back.
Kind of the last hope here.
The wipe. They get it. Mind Freak is going to win it. They should. There's no one off of spawn that can get there fast enough, and Mind Freak, similar to what I believe they did in the last series, Eli, they won game 1.
It was a good series. So, they went 1-0 up.
Which was kind of like a wake-up call. We were like, okay, these guys are like really, really good. We need to be taking this really, really seriously.
We were the second heat, so they were kind of already warmed up, having played their first game, which could potentially have played a factor, but...
13 kill advantage for Nemesis. Feels like they're kind of just doing whatever they want. Mind Freak now trapped in A. This is a really tough spot to get out of.
This is all but wrapped up. It's Nemesis. We need one more Slay. Glory going for the remote detonation. At the very least, clearing the lane for him to push through C without taking the remote detonation damage. And there's the final blow for Nemesis as they tie up the series at 1.
And they've got the overshield arming.
Wow!
This is very well executed. The lights are getting dimmer right now.
Oh my God.
To be honest, they gave us some trouble in a lot of different situations in the game. And I see them not only making it out of open bracket in the future, but also making it out of pool play into champ bracket. I think that's a very real possibility in the next couple of majors.
The next 3 maps after that were pretty straightforward wins for us, so it was a pretty good series overall.
And I think the rest of the series will be won comfortably, but
kind of felt bad to send them back to top 16, but soon they're definitely gonna take some games.
Feeling good.
Yeah.
Got a little bit of a wait.
Yeah.
But 6 more maps through to Sunday. I think we can do it.
You wear on the black. You try to yell.
So at the end of our pool matches, when we looked at the bracket, we saw we were avoiding the top 4, so to speak.
We knew, being on the so-called favourable side of the bracket, that we had a real shot at a good placement.
But this event, having all of the top 4 teams on one side of the bracket, was really weird to see, and seeing a road for us to get potentially to the winners finals on Sunday was really cool.
I sort of don't like to look at it too much, because at the end of the day you have to beat everyone that's put in front of you. It doesn't matter what side of the bracket you're on.
It was really important for us to realise that there is no such thing as a good bracket. It just doesn't exist in this esport. It's no such thing. The teams that are there based on the fact that they have won out. We came second in our pool, so we're going to play a first place team from a really good pool. The opponent was TSM in the end, but it could have been anyone. It could have been the open bracket team that went into that pool. It could have been, another team from Pool A or any of the other pools. The fact is they won their pool, so it was important for us to realise these guys are no slouches. Whoever it is we play, they're going to be really good.
First round of winners, we faced TSM, new squad. They're looking hot, right? They beat Optic, so.
Bomb Army. Bomb Army. Bomb Army. 30 seconds remaining. Bomb army. Defeat.
Yeah, to be honest, we choked. We choked a lot of maps. Although we ended up losing 3-2, could have been 5-0 for us.
Really unfortunate that we lost, but at the same time, I feel like it's always the case, but every map felt so winnable.
It was a really disappointing series, obviously, because we should have won that, like 100%. That should have been a 3-1 victory for us.
Enemy captured your flag. Enemy captured your flag.
2-0 up on a flag, and we lost 3-2. Just so many sloppy little mistakes that had we been a bit more sharp going into it, maybe we close those situations out and we advance in the upper bracket. But
Unfortunately, we did end up losing that match to TSM in a game 5. It was a really close series. Biggest regret of that series was the forbidden flag.
Defeat.
To be fair, TSM are sort of a momentum team. If you give them, a little bit, they're going to really punish you for it. So when they brought one flag back on to make it 2-1 on Forbidden, they sort of just thrived on that sort of momentum. Obviously, again, we made a few mistakes that we could have closed out the game at any point. And
Yeah, no, tough loss against TSM.
The second it happened, we kind of moved on from it really quickly. We had a quick team talk outside. We kind of hashed out a couple of things we were disagreeing with during the series. And I feel like going into the losers bracket then, we were just kind of on a fresh slate where we could just focus on what we need to do and kind of lock in on the couple of things that we were kind of missing on just to be closing out games.
yeah, it was a bit of a weird one with Z10 because they weren't having the greatest of events. They were, in my opinion, not playing to their full potential. But when I saw that we was matching up with them, they've played us the most out of any team in terms of scrims and the online cups.
And there's always this talk, if you're beating them a bunch online, the second you're going to play each other on LAN, you have to win basically to solidify that you're the best team in Europe.
It's always a bit of an unknown when we play, Zero Tenacity, or when the two EU teams play each other on LAN, are all, we kind of know each other's tendencies and whatnot.
They know how we play, so that was sort of playing in their advantage, I suppose you could say. So
Team took the hill. Defeat.
Having to play straight after choking a match that was basically for top 6, that could have led to top 3, because the winner bracket was very winnable for us.
Defeat.
yeah, we drop down, we play Z10, and I feel like it's a good opportunity to kind of fill a lot of people in terms of what happened between the ITB of last year and the roster that you see me and Wootem on this year.
Zero Tenacity, when we were ITB, they actually dropped me.
Realistically, from mine and Wootem's perspective, they tried to push us out of the team. They tried to get us replaced. They wanted us gone. Sadly, I think Mighty, Jim, and Chick probably didn't expect us to push back. They expected us to accept our fate and then move on. But me and Toom are not really built like that. We're fighters, and in the end, they didn't get what they wanted. And I think that sadly it soured what has been, from my perspective anyway, a relationship with Jimbo and Mighty's that has, we were teaming together for 3 years. I didn't expect that of them. I had no heads up that they would want me gone. And I don't know how deep I want to go into it, but quite frankly, they were just spreading a lot of misinformation behind the scenes, let's put it that way. Difficult for me to hear the things I was hearing from the org that they were saying.
obviously there's a load of sort of drama straight into the next series and we're told, you're playing Z10 next. It's sort of it's a bit like last year when we was on Quadrant and we had to play the old ITB team.
Put him on the mouse and keyboard, of course. Oh, with the gross
Way to victory.
5-shot on his former teammate with the teabag to add to it.
Pass the ball.
It's definitely harder to land than
Oh my God, Woodham is running amok. 97, 8, 9, 100, and that will do it. Nemesis, a series sweep.
Well, after we lost, I kind of did get flashbacks to last year where we were kind of in a similar scenario where we lost in winners bracket 1 and then we found out we had to play the other European teams straight away. And I think personally, I feel like I learned from that, where last year when that happened, we were kind of flustered from the loss that we had just experienced, and we never really hashed out anything or talked about any of the things that went wrong. And we kind of went into the next series with the exact same mindset without clearing up those things. And the fact that we had that experience from last year kind of really helped, in my opinion, going into this series.
Did actually feel good, kind of getting that revenge match, beating them, proving that they probably shouldn't have dropped me. So it was nice in that way.
The motivations for everyone was clear. The team they wanted to make did not include Wootum, did not include me, did not include Snipe Drone, did not include SLG. It included Glory, but Glory chose us. And he had something to prove. So he really came out, especially to play lights out, and we came out and dominated.
I don't know, we played them, it was pretty easy. We won 3-0, we moved on.
This series actually ended up being a very straightforward, just sweep for us. Like one of the easiest series I've actually played on LAN in Halo thus far. And
I felt like we were just in control for the majority of the series, even if the maps didn't start our way and we kind of had poor beginning and opening strategies. We always just managed to find our footing and just solidify an easy win, in my opinion.
It was sort of the same scenario, but we felt confident. We knew we were playing good. We knew we should have beat TSM, so we were confident going into that series, and it was pretty comfortable series.
And then finally, our last match of the day and of the tournament was against Shopify another time. I mean, it was a close series, not too much game 1, but game 2 and 3, we definitely did massive mistakes.
Yeah, I mean, it just shows the level of competition when you're playing a team like Shopify for top 4. Small minor mistakes, but a team like Shopify punish you for small mistakes like that.
Well, for me personally, it feels like the struggle at the moment is keeping momentum throughout the entire day, going from playing in the morning to playing all the way through.
We were executing as much of our game plan as we could, but they just seemed to have a counter to it every time. They were always one step ahead. And it's something that we're going to study when we go home, because sadly that was the end of our journey. We lost 3-0. And it's difficult for me, upon reflection, to really pick any specifics out, because it just was at the end of a very long day. There were many winnable moments, but it just came down to that bit of match fitness, that bit of sharpness, I feel like we should have pushed at least a game 4 or game 5. I'm sure we'll fix that for next major.
I would say top 6, it's all right, getting top 6 again. We didn't have a boot camp before this event. So overall, I would say that our floor is pretty good at this point, and we just really need to improve our ceiling and just breaking out top 4 hopefully next event.
Yeah, top 6 for this little guy. It's weird coming out of a top 6 placing with a disappointed feeling, knowing we left so much on the table. And after some kind of self-reflection, I think a lot of it comes down to knowing what the ceiling of this team can be.
I think it's really good. It's the most consistent I've ever felt on a team, placing at events top 6 twice in a row, and the fact that we had one boot camp and we didn't boot camp for this one and we still had the same result. I just feel like the more practice we get, the more chances we get to go to America and practice against better teams and just learn the game together and how we want to play. I just feel like the ceiling for our team is endless.
I mean, in hindsight, top 6 it's not bad, but obviously you come to these events with one thing in mind, and that's the win. So you get people saying, "Oh, congratulations" and stuff, but it's deep down, it's you don't feel like it's something to be congratulated about. But
in my opinion, no other European team in history has been able to do. Now, sadly, at this moment in time, the placement doesn't reflect that, but the fact we've now hit back-to-back top 6s establishes the floor, the very base level of this team, and to hit that placement on a consistent basis, back-to-back, shows that there's a proof of concept there, this time without a boot camp, with really our poorest preparation that we could bring and produce to a major.
We're definitely improving every event and literally every day. Can't wait for the rest of the year. Still excited to play. And
I mean, we're getting there. It's small steps. It's we're all saying to each other, it's coming, and we truly do believe this year it is coming. Whether that's us winning an event or even just getting to that grand final on a Sunday. Like I said, if we're putting the work, we're only going to keep going up, in my opinion.
So that is why I feel kind of disappointed. But at the same time, I'm excited, because if this is the floor, I'm asking myself, what's the ceiling, And although it's 2 months before we get to take the stage again, man, I can't wait. I can't wait. We will come correct for Salt Lake, and I think history's waiting for us there. Sweet. Thanks so much.